Hello, students. Today we are going to be focusing on a little activity around composition and rules of thirds. Today you're going to create a simple composition piece using items from around your house. So just a few things before we get started. First of all, you want to find items that have two pretty consistent colors. As you can see in my example, I went with white and pink. You also might want to consider using the Adobe Color Wheel for some ideas. In this mini project, you're going to utilize at least 5 objects. You can obviously use more, but just remember you don't want it to also get too cluttery. Make sure you're following the rules of thirds. We're going to actually be integrating lines to make sure this is happening. Also, you're going to be mindful of composition based on what was discussed in the video regarding balance or emphasis or patterns. The first step is you're going to organize your items. Just play around with it for a minute. You may find like some positions work better than others. And then you're going to basically take a pic with either your phone or you can use your Chromebook. Then you will upload the picture into drawings.google.com. First thing you need to do is go to drawings.google.com and we're going to start by titling our project, our mini project. We're going to call it Composition and Rules of Thirds. And then we're going to upload our picture by clicking on the image here and click Upload from Computer. And then we want to adjust our image so that it fits on our canvas a little bit better. So we're going to just adjust it by clicking on the little blue square in the corner. I want it to kind of fit nice and neatly on the canvas because you'll notice at the top and on the sides, there are these rulers. And so I'm going to use that to actually create my lines in just a moment. It doesn't have to be exact. So I'm going to keep it at like 5.5 and it looks like it's taking up the full length here. So the height. So I'm going to keep that at 7.5 it looks like. But I'm going to go up to File, click on Page Setup. We've done this a few times now. Go to Custom, and I'm going to keep it in inches. I'm just going to change the width to 5.5. So now it fits a little bit better, and I'll just adjust it one more time so that it fits nicer there. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. The next thing we're going to do is figure out what thirds would be with our measurements. So in a calculator, I'm just going to put in 5.5 and divide by 3. And that gives me about 1.83. Okay, so I'm going to then create a line using my drawing tool. And I'm just going to draw my line off to the side. It makes it a little bit easier to manage because I don't want to select my photo. And so about 1.83 is there. Again, don't worry about it being perfect. I, of course, have a dark background, so I'm going to make my line a little bit thicker. And then I'm also going to just change the color so it pops a little bit more. Then I'm going to select my line, hit Control Copy, Control C, and Control V to paste it. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to move it over about 1 1/8. And you can kind of eyeball it. Like I said, you don't have to be exact. That looks about right. Maybe over just a little bit more. Perfect. Now, just to make things simpler, so I don't have to format my lines, I'm just going to copy, paste again. I'm going to move this over to the side, and then you'll see this blue dot on the top of your line. You can actually just adjust your line by bringing it down. And so now I have my line for going this way. And again, I'm going to use my calculator. Again, the height is, actually it's 7.5. So I'm going to take 7.5 divided by 3, which is about 2.5 inches. So that makes it a little bit easier. I don't have to eyeball it. I'm going to copy and paste and then move it down to the next 2.5, which would be 5. And there I have my lines. And what's kind of interesting is you can see when I took my photo, I wasn't even actually thinking of thirds. I was just playing around with what I thought looked good in terms of like the symmetry of things. And you'll see that like the Tesla candle actually lines up pretty nicely with that one line there. Of course, the tape is off center a little bit, but it's also lining up with one of my lines. So it's kind of interesting how naturally these things kind of happen if you have a background in doing photography and layout. The thing you need to do is download your image. So we're going to go up to File, go down to Download, and download it as a PNG. Make sure you know where you're downloading it and make sure it's titled. It'll probably help you find it. And from there, we're going to navigate over to our assignment where we're going to upload it, the 0.33 composition and rules of thirds. And this is basically where you're going to upload it. I have it set to be accept any kind of file uploads. So when you go to click on submit assignment, the field should appear down below that'll allow you to go into your Google Drive, or you can just upload it from your download folder, depending on where you saved it. I can't wait to see what you guys create with your rando items from around the house. This is going to be a fun one.